The agricultural sector employs about 60% of Africa's labor force, positioning it as the key sector that can transform livelihoods if the right level of investment is provided. And with the continent spending more than $40 billion annually on food imports, if there is no intervention, net import levels will likely increase to over $100 billion by 2025. This means that Africa as a continent will contribute to the creation of more jobs and business opportunities outside than inside the continent. The Department of Rural Economy and Agriculture leads the African Union's efforts to promote agricultural development and sustainable environmental management, as well as support the implementation of initiatives across the continent that focus on sustainable agriculture programs under Agenda 2063. Through its 3 departmental divisions, the Agriculture and Food Security Division, the Environment, Climate Change, Water and Land Management Division, and the Rural Economy Division. The department is working to ensure Africa achieves the Agenda 2063 aspiration for a prosperous Africa based on inclusive growth and sustainable development, by driving programs that promote investment in modern agriculture for increased productivity and production, exploiting the vast potential of Africa's blue ocean economy, as well as addressing climate change issues and other environmental factors that pose a great risk to the agricultural sector.
Agriculture is the backbone of the African economy, and I will say is the backbone of the social economy of Africa, because we need to feed our citizens, we need to feed our people, and this is a sector that we can solve the issue of malnutrition on the continent, and we also can solve the problem of unemployment and poverty. So it has a very huge potential if you invest properly in this sector.
The Comprehensive African Agricultural Development Program, CAADP, is an Agenda 2063 continental initiative that aims to help African countries eliminate hunger and reduce poverty by raising economic growth through agriculture-led development. Through CAADP, African governments agreed to allocate at least 10% of annual budgets to agriculture and rural development, and to achieve agricultural growth rates of at least 6% per annum. Underlying these investment commitments are targets for reducing poverty and malnutrition, increasing productivity and farm incomes, and improving the sustainability of agricultural production and use of natural resources. CAADP also supports countries to enhance resilience to climate variability through development of disaster preparedness policies and strategies, and early warning response systems and social safety nets. CAADP has 4 priority areas, namely, extending the area under sustainable land management and reliable water control systems, improving rural infrastructure and trade-related capacities for market access, increasing food supply, reducing hunger, and improving responses to food emergency crises, improving agriculture research, technology dissemination, and adoption.
What we want is really to align, the national investment plan of our member country, to align it with the 7 commitment of CAADP, because this is our common agriculture agenda for the transformation, which is, like I say, recommitment with the integration through the Maputo Declaration. The 10 allocates investing in agriculture, allocating 10% and mobilizing private sector investment on the sector. The third one, it is ending hunger by 2025, because we have the flagship program. We also have a 10 years action plan. And it is under this 10 years action plan that we evaluate our member states in terms of all these commitments. So we have ending hunger by 2025. And when you look at our report, many countries are not on track in terms of their food security. So we need to really, we really need to, work with our member countries. They should align their national investment program with the CADEP principle, and then they will have a good result.
The Great Green Wall Initiative aims to implement actions to end or reverse land degradation, desertification, loss of biodiversity in African drylands, and to ensure that ecosystems are resilient to climate change, continue to provide essential services, and contribute to human well-being and the elimination of poverty and hunger. The initiative comprises 21 African countries and aims to support over 425 million Africans living in the drylands to embrace sustainable land management practices that protect the environment and fight against hunger and poverty. This initiative is important as the cost of inaction leads to forced migration and conflict, reduction of crop yields, unemployment, poverty, hunger, and malnutrition.
The key objective of that program is to fight against land degradation, desertification. And in the process of managing that diverse natural resource, we create jobs for women, we create jobs for youth, but more importantly, we manage and control the spread of the Sahara Desert southwards. The reason it's called the Great Green Wall, we want it to be a buffer zone between the Sahara and the southern part of the continent, or sub-Saharan Africa.
In addition to the Agenda 2063 initiatives, the department works to promote policies on land, disaster risk reduction, food security and nutrition, rural development, aflatoxin control in African fertilizer financing, and the African Seed and Biotechnology Program. The department works through several regional offices which focus on various sectorial issues. The Pan-African Veterinary Vaccine Center, PANVAC, which provides international independent quality control service for veterinary vaccines produced in and imported to Africa, and monitors the production and distribution of essential diagnostic reagents for animal disease surveillance and diagnosis. The African Union Inter-African Bureau for Animal Resources, AU-IBAR, which promotes improved utilization of animals as livestock, fisheries, and wildlife as resources for economic development, particularly in rural areas. The Inter-African Phytosanitary Council, APSC, which works to address plant pests and crop-damaging factors. The Semi-Arid Food Grain Research and Development, SAFGRAD, which works to improve agricultural production in semi-arid agroecosystems. The Pan-African Tsetse and Trypanosomiasis Eradication Campaign, PATEC. The Futa Jalon Highlands Program, which works to protect the natural resources and environment in the Futa Highlands. The African Risk Capacity, ARC, which provides extreme weather insurance to African countries to support resistance and recovery from natural disasters. Find out more about Agenda 2063 and the work of the African Union in protecting the environment and promoting agricultural development in Africa by visiting www.au.int.